Hey everyone, it's that time again. Time for another. This is Commentary with Ozzy Rose. Hello everyone. I hope you're having a great day today. It's been a great day for me, pretty much anyways. As y'all know, I don't complain much. But anyways, the topic for this commentary segment is cranky. That's right, cranky. That's what I say for me. And y'all know in these commentary segments, I mainly give you examples for me. And most people that know me here in Jonesboro, Arkansas knows I'm generally in a good mood most of the time. And most of the time I am. I have to admit that I am. But this is what makes me cranky. As far as making me, not cranky towards other people, but cranky with myself, is the wind. Especially when it's supposed to be 5 to 10 miles an hour. And then when I'm coming back home, the southwest wind hits me, and it's not 5 to 10, it's more like 20 to 25, maybe getting close to 30. Then when I get to the bypass on Southwest Drive, them winds doubled. There was ever been a 30 miles an hour, if not 35, straight line and gusting. So you want to know what truly makes me cranky is when them winds wind up and I'm trying to get back home. That makes me cranky. It doesn't make me cranky at others. It makes myself cranky at myself, if that makes any sense. So that's why I named this topic cranky, because you can't blame the local weatherman or weather lady. You can't, because weather changes at the drop of a dime. Y'all know that. And so I don't blame the weatherman for that, because that's what weather is. Weather is unpredictable. I mean, you can predict it the best you can, but it still can change at the drop of a dime. And the weatherman and the weather ladies, they can't help that, and they can't. So I don't hold no one responsible for that. The Lord allows it to be what it's going to be, is what I'm trying to get at. I think when I left today, it was 5 to 10. As far as that went, I think it was more like 10 to 15, basically. But when I hit Southwest Drive strutting back, I could tell it was more like 15 to 20, maybe 22, 23. Then when I got to the bypass, them winds doubled straight line. I bet it was ever been a 30 straight line, gusting maybe to 35. Yeah, I knew I'd get across the bypass, don't get me wrong, but it sure made it tough on me because I'm waving at everybody at the same time. So, but I've been in worse winds, and I have. But boy, you talking about it making me cranky with myself. What it does is it just really tires me out. And when I get cranky with myself, that's what the sign is that I'm just really tired. When I don't generally get tired, I generally don't get tired. But it really wore me out just getting over the bypass today. It made me cranky with myself. When I got back here to nailed and polished here, I was completely wore out. And, so when the wind's supposed to be 5 to 10, and then all of a sudden it doubles or changes, the weatherman, like I said, they predict it by the models that they get to the best they can. But they're not going to get it right every time. Lord knows that. They're human like we all are. And they would tell you, hey, we can't control when weather just changes, and they can't. So will I be going out tomorrow? Yeah. As y'all know me, I don't complain. I really don't. It's just that when I get that tired from just that little bit trying to get over the bypass, and I know I have to keep up doing all the other things that I do, it just makes me so tired I don't want to do it. But I push myself anyways. That's what I've always done. I've always pushed myself to the limit. A shrink told me, a couple of years ago that I needed to learn how to take breaks, but I know what he meant by that. It wasn't just taking breaks from exercise and stuff like that. It was breaks in general. But what keeps me focused, keeps me happy, and keeps me on the straight and narrow is everything that I do, of course, And I truly love doing everything that I do, and I do. I would never quit it. Lord knows I wouldn't, Quit what? Everything that makes me generally happy? No, I wouldn't even quit one thing of it, because everything that I do, from the time I get up to the time I drop every night, I truly love doing it. It's just that what little bit from getting over the bypass, the winds had doubled, just really tore a new asshole into me, if you know what I mean. Because used to, when I went to NA meetings, a friend of, I won't name his name, But when he would come in, you know, I could tell he was wore out. You know, he works at one of the plants here, and he was a little bit older than me. And I told him, you know, because I was strutting in, I told him, I said, you know, I don't ever get tired, and I generally don't get tired. Like most times, I only get 3 hours sleep, and I'm fine. My batteries are charged on 3 hours. Can't get off my phone. But anyways, you know, but when that wind, I'm facing it coming back, and it's like 30+ mile-an-hour winds, it wears me completely out. That does tire me out. But on a general day when the winds are not blowing, you know, that bad, because I like a little bit of wind, because I'm getting hot and I'm sweating and stuff like that, so I like a little bit. But when the winds are real strong, then yeah, I'm tired, you know. And that's why I say I get cranky with myself. I don't get cranky with other people, because it ain't other people's fault because I'm tired. And that's the way I look at it, you know, and it's not. We all get tired. Of course, all of us do. But I generally don't. That's the thing. Unless those winds are like they are. Then, yeah, then I'm wore out at the end of the day from strutting, you know. So that's what I mean by cranky. I never was the type of person in life that, even if something was bothering me, say on an emotional level or a mental level, I didn't take that out on other people, because I always knew it wasn't other people's fault because I'm having a bad time. And it wasn't, and it's not, you know. Now, don't get me wrong. I know people that work in the public eye. Some people, I'm going to use this as an example. You take people that work at the Walmarts, you know. Some people do, not many, but there's a few. They please most people, but they can't please everybody. There's going to be a few that come in there at bad mood with somebody else and take it out on them. And that just happens when you work in the public eye. Is it right? No, it's not, and it's not fair. But I would tell them, you know, generally you please most people, but you're going to have a few knuckleheads that are mad at somebody else, think they're going to come in and take it out on you. Now, I'm just using this as examples, you know. So, but me, I was always kind of different from that. But I can't expect everybody to be like me, and I don't. But it's like what I do out here. Most people dig it. They like it. There's a few that don't like it, and I get that too. And I understand that. We're all skeptics here. But those people don't matter to me. The ones that love it and like it, those are the people that matter to me. You know, and that's who will always matter to me. But that's how I was kind of raised. No matter if you're having a bad day, no matter what it is bothering you, physical, emotional, mental, whatever, it's not the whole world's fault. And so that's the way I've always been, in general, you know. So, but like my friend Charlie Rosin told me one time, and he meant it in the nicest way. He said, you can't expect everybody to be like you, Ozzy. I said, man, I don't. Thank God everybody ain't like me. You know. So, but I know a lot of you are like me. I mean, you get tired sometimes. You get a little cranky. You know, it happens. It comes with the territory. But I think of other people. I've always thought of others. That I did, you know, and even when I was suffering mentally bad in life, I never took that out on other people. It wasn't other people's fault because I was suffering mentally, you know. There was times I suffered great physically, but I knew it wasn't others' fault. So I've gotten cranky with myself a lot in life. You know, I don't anymore on an emotional, mental, or physical so much level. Just like I said, when those winds hit me when I'm coming back home, I get tired and wore out from that, when I generally don't get that way on a normal day. But that's what I call it. You know, a lot of people will hear me talk out loud here, and I'll talk to my phone a lot of times, say, look, you're making me cranky, you know, because smartphones are tiny computers, and they're like children sometimes. And that just means I'm getting cranky with the phone. You know, so I do take it out on the phone sometimes and tell my phone, you're making me cranky. But, you know, it is what it is, folks. But anyways, the topic for this commentary segment was cranky. And I hope you think of others when you get cranky and don't take it out on them. It's not their fault that you're having a bad day. Just like mine. Mine's still a great day, even though I'm wore out. Well, thanks for tolerating me during this commentary segment. And we'll see you for the next one. So long, everybody, and God bless you all.